in the last 3-4 months, and I wanted to say this with a very heavy heart, by the way, that we cannot be going out there as a party asking our party leaders to endorse so and so. You are in a rally somewhere in Western Kenya or in the coast and saying, we are Natosha, mtampatia kura. Elections are coming in the next 7 months. You are almost endorsing the sitting candidate, and you are still on the same day saying you're going to have grand nominations. It can't work both ways. Those kind of things are the ones that put down on the minds of the party members that I don't think going to have a fair shot. And so I think what is incumbent upon all of us, my party and your party, was like yesterday in Huruma, the president is telling Sakaja and Sonko to work together to move Kidero. What happens to the other 4 candidates who are in Jubilee who want to run for governor's seat? Okay? On the previous day, we got our deputy party leader Joho saying that the candidate for governor Nairobi is Kidero. What happens to those who are running in ODM for governor for Nairobi? We cannot be speaking from the both sides of the mouth and expect that people will understand that language. Parties must convince their members that they are committed to a clean, free and fair process. And like Barack has said, let me tell you something, Fred, that I wouldn't say on TV, but I want to say it, that in this process of Jubilee merging and wanting to have a big party, in the process of ODM and these other parties merging, want to have a big party, we're going to have smaller parties coming up that are going to basically, in fact, in the next parliament, if you're not careful, we'll not have ODM having 98 members or Jubilee having 73. No. We'll have so many parties with 30 members, 20 members. And personally, I look forward to that. If parties misbehave, you can be sure that Kenyans know, even Kenyans know, that this conglomeration of parties isn't about the Kenyans. It's about people trying to score political high points and trying to exclude others from the process. And it can't work. Yes.
Bona Muluka has advised you that time for you to look for higher ground is now.
I think what I can tell Barack Muruka, my friend, and my former senior, is that...
former senior?
You are senior. You remain senior.
I said it's my former senior.
Yours is constant.
I said it the other day, he was my boss, and I served him very well as an assistant. And then
you're still a very good person.
Even now he's still serving me well, give me a lot of adjectives, but I'm saying this, he's my friend. I'm saying that if you want to, if you say elections will be free and fair, you should not say that, meaning that the elections, you intend to have a fair nomination from for certain positions. When you have our party leaders, and you know them, in Jubilee you have got Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto. In CORD you have got Raila and the other two, Kalonzo and others. And Joho is emerging in the fourth principle. You should subject yourself to nomination all the way from the highest office to the lowest office if you don't feel insecure. So even the presidential candidates should go through nominations. When you come to gubernatorial position like Nairobi, I want to say that I will not take rightly what Junaid Mohammed says, because he has got a serious substantive position in the party. When he says Kidero is not going to be the gubernatorial candidates, there's a basis on that. But unfortunately, from where I sit, I've not heard of anybody who is, I don't want to use that credible, who is from CORD side, I don't know, maybe they are there, who are trying to unseat Kidero. So what it means is that from the pot, the kitchen cabinet of CORD or ODM, there could be a move to get an alternate candidate. And why this one could be coming is because Joho, Kidero, and the possible, if Oparanya comes in, they can have a very serious access, which can shake even CORD, can shake ODM, and even can relegate Raila Amolo Odinga to another position. Because what they did in Huruma here, it was a demonstration of how much power they have. They were able to show Kenyans, we are old enough now in terms of politics, we can stand on our own. We can have a serious party in Nairobi, meeting in Nairobi, poor crowds, so you cannot be taken for granted again. When you go to the other issue of Jubilee merging to one political party, I've seen today Kalonzo is proposing that Jubilee, CORD also merges to one political party. It is, in my own opinion, a feeling of insecurity on the side of Kalonzo. He is saying is being pushed aside. So what I'm saying is that Raila Odinga and his co-principals, let them go for fair nomination for whoever is going to be candidate for the president. Because Wetangula has already said, or his people have said, in particular Honorable Angamati, if Wetangula is not nominated, he is going to move out from the CORD coalition. Wherever he goes, I don't know. So I think this is a very serious issue, and as Ochieng is putting it, you even look in central Kenya, where Uhuru Kenyatta has a 97% majority in terms of votes. We have people who are rigged out in the nomination. One of them is seat for Madeira, the other one is Kandara, among others. They jumped back and won. So if this new found giant party denies somebody a ticket, that person could, if there is an opportunity to jump to another party, they may jump, and it can cause the majority of these so-called major parties going down in parliament and the Senate.
Yes, and a very, I would say, sober analysis from a Jubilee party member of what is happening within CORD and ODM, and that's what I want us to look at, the rise and rise of Joho,
yes,
and the fear within not just Jubilee, but even within CORD,
yes,
because now it's already seeing realignments, and probably what he said that Joho could be the fourth principal within CORD. And before you make a comment, let's see this story where Hassan Joho's rising political visibility has set tongues wagging that the Mombasa governor could be Raila Odinga's running mate should ODM decide to go it alone in next year's presidential contest. Hassan Mugambi reports.
The Orange Democratic Movement has embarked on a political onslaught with a loud and clear message that the party leader Raila Odinga will be its flag bearer come the next general election. With signs suggesting that ODM might go it alone and away from the CORD affiliate parties, the spotlight is increasingly on party deputy leader Hassan Joho. The Mombasa governor, who was the main man at the steering wheel during the party's 10-year anniversary in Mombasa, as well as the main force in last Sunday's Nairobi rally. The recent events further fueling speculations that Joho could be Odinga's running mate if the party goes solo in next year's poll.
Just Joho and Raila Odinga may not bring the sufficient numbers that are needed for a possible Raila Odinga win, as it's possibly desired by the opposition. Because in the end, if at all Raila Odinga picks Joho as a running mate to form a ticket, then where does that leave the Western region? Where does that leave Ukambani?
Joho has already directed his guns to the 2022 general election as the country's CEO.
William Ruto akisema ati yeye 2022 anajipanga na kwambia utapambana na mimi ana kwa ana, bundu kwa bundu, kiume, na niko tayari, my friend.
But where does that leave Kalonzo Musyoka and Moses Wetangula?
With the rise of Joho, then even their positions, their envied positions of principles within CORD, in a way, is open for challenge.
On Tuesday, Odinga, who has been on a trip to Germany, will be in Loitoktok before heading to the coast for a series of political rallies in Taita Taveta and Kwale counties.
Yes, Barack Muluka, we need to start with you on this one because we need to understand, because it appears that what is happening within CORD or within the opposition formation is actually more interesting, and we are set for more surprises.
Indeed, I think there are two kinds of politicians. There's the politicians who hangs and rides on giants' coattails, and they are self-made politicians. And Ali Hassan Joho belongs to the latter category. That like great historical figures that we study in world history, like Count Camillo Cavour of the unification of Italy fame, like Otto von Bismarck, Napoleon Bonaparte, Mwena Mutapa Mutota, we are seeing the rise, what we can call the rise of Joho, which is self-driven, driving on the energy of his own political fuel, and he's irresistible. He's the kind of new excitement that the political space in this country has been waiting for, has been longing for, and there's no stopping him. And I've heard some people saying things like, don't come to Nairobi, and those are indications of fear. They are pressing panic buttons because they are seeing this phenomenon that is unstoppable. And if even within CORD itself and ODM, they exercise democracy, that this is the kind of fresh energy that they need to perhaps even consider that this is the kind of person we should be talking of, not just as a running mate, but as a possible presidential contender, because he's riding on his own energy, and you're going to see more and more of Joho. And if you have heard him clearly, he's firing warning shots to people who are looking at the presidency in 2022, that watch me carefully, watch my steps, I'm coming.
Definitely a shot in the arm for ODM, but it also portends something, because now you're seeing that even Kalonzo Musyoka is re-looking at his position within the opposition formation. Probably that's why he's even suggesting that CORD merges into one party.
Yeah, that's the proposal that is being made, but I have to correct Honorable Barua, because the presentation he made is again reinventing history. I think what Kalonzo has said very clearly is that we are not going to merge parties. He said that we are. He said it very clearly. We are not thinking of merging to be like GP the way they have done. We are going to go through a process of nomination for one person to have a ticket across CORD. So that is an inaccurate position. And when we're talking about this process, nomination, exactly what we're seeing is a result of those nominations not having been done. We're seeing it now at the level, at the lower levels, but then even at the presidential level and deputy presidential, the president deputy presidential level, that process has not been engaged in, you know, and indeed even in the whole of the next structure, you know, we have a next structure of
the discussion that Joho should be running it.
Exactly. So no, this is hold on. This is my space now. Let me say what I need to say. So when we're looking at it from that perspective of you know, from the Jubilee aspect, you know, in terms of the free and fair and putting into place, it hasn't happened, and that's what we're saying generally, that it needs to happen. Now we need to remember one thing very clearly. Let me start by saying very clearly how proud we are of our Governor Joho, that he has been able to amass this sort of force and synergy. Now this synergy and force is part of what we're celebrating as ODM in 10 years. 10th anniversary, re-energizing ourselves, strategizing and moving forward. And in a series of various events we're trying to do this both at the national, county level and even deep down within the constituency level to ensure that we have that clear grassroots support. And we saw scenes in Mathare, scenes in Huruma. If replicated as a party, as ODM, we have the force within the setup. And on the other side, we had a Jubilee function that was going on. And you remember even on TV, when the pictures were coming, we didn't see any of these pictures of the crowd. So I want to say we're making a very strong statement. Two, the second statement that is very, very important, and we must be able to conceptualize this, is that Mheshimiwa Governor Hassan Joho is the deputy party leader of ODM. And that does not effectively restrict him to Mombasa. He can go even in any place, whether in the ODM zones or in any of the zones. This is about revitalizing and re-energizing the party, and it can go across everywhere. In fact, the direction that we're taking into going into the furrows of initially Jubilee areas to actually amass that support is the direction we're going to go. So
what about the discussion about him being a possible running mate if ODM decides to go it alone?
If that decision is made, it will be a party decision, and we'll make that decision at the right time and make that decision. But again, remember, we have to contextualize this, and I think this is a debate that keeps coming up. Anytime when any one party is energized and is moving forward, people begin to think of the dynamics of what is happening. Remember, a strong coalition is made strong by having strong affiliate parties. This same direction that ODM is taking Ford Kenya takes this direction, Wiper takes this direction, presents a win-win situation for everybody in the coalition. So I don't see the reason why everybody's looking and saying, what is happening? Is this a way to downplay, for example, the other coalition partners? Indeed, that's not the position. And when we had our Jubilee dinner that we hosted at Laiko Regency now, we had the presence of the Honorable Kalonzo coming there. And this is the sort of thing that within our own political parties, let us hype up and let us continue with our activities. And then at the right moment, in our own time, we are going to look at the whole issue of the coalition. We've said this many times. We're going to look at the whole issue of the coalition and then make the decisions at that particular time.
There's something just a correction, not sharing. Because we are doing newspaper review here. Just want to read a paragraph here. That the Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka yesterday told his coalition allies, Raila Odinga and Moses Wetangula, to convert CORD into a political party.
Okay.
You can propose. Yeah, but he goes ahead to say that he's not saying we merge our parties. The same paper goes ahead to say that he's not proposing we merge our parties. He says that you could have the parties remain on their own.
Page 4.
You do nominations and then have another process so that in every constituency and ward and county you have a CORD candidate. He's not saying we kill our parties, but that's beside the point. The point is this, Fred, and where I like what Joho has done. In a sense, in the CORD coalition, I think their principles have been weighing each other down, if you ask me. And that's what I like with Joho. Joho has seen this, that we are weighing all of us down. So what Joho is saying, that we'll let you do your scrabbles at the principles level, and then we'll take the country. This is what Joho has done. And I think it was the right thing to do. Tell the principals that it's not only you who are gunning for positions. And I think it's something that was long overdue. I wish I was in a position to do that myself, based on where I come from. And two, Joho comes from the coast. And for the last maybe 10 years, the political establishment in this country has ensured that there's no one strong comes from the coast. Now Joho has shown that I, as Hassan Joho, from the coast, I will take the coast and lead it to government.
Did anyone see it coming?
In a government that will be formed by CORD, I'll be the point man. Remember after the hurricane Maitha, no one has really come very strong from the coast. And so Joho is fitting into shoes that have long been left without being filled. And three, I don't agree with the fact that Joho could be different president. Is that Joho wants to be president in 2022. He needs the governorship to consolidate his power. He needs,
now that you've mentioned about 2022 and Joho needing to be president in 2022, there is some argument here that probably because you're fronting Raila Odinga for the presidency in 2017, do you therefore mean that he's going to be a one-term president? Or does it mean that you don't have enough faith in Raila Odinga winning the presidency, therefore you're talking about 2020?
Remember that even the CORD agreement that was signed last time, Kalonzo was going to run, if Raila won, Raila was going to be one-term president, and Kalonzo was to run the same round.
Are you saying that there could be such an agreement that Raila wins, runs one term?
We're in politics, and what CORD wants to do is CORD wants to take over government. And the formula that makes CORD take over the government is what we will use. And if Joho, based on what you said, if Joho through his political machinations and acumen tells Raila that, look, I'm going to put all my energy and resources into this campaign. I want you to be one-term president, then I'll be president in 2022. What would be wrong with that? So you must look at it in terms of they're just doing your plans. And in the scheme of things, in my opinion, Joho wouldn't want to be deputy president in this coming election. He wants to use his current position, galvanize the coast, go into the hinterland with his position as governor and deputy party leader in ODM, so that he's in an advantage position in 2022. And you cannot begrudge him, especially for filling a vacuum that, in my opinion, has been brought about by Raila, Kalonzo, and Wetangula. They have spent so much time in the boardrooms, massaging each other's egos instead of going out to talk to Kenyans.
And it's definitely rattled Jubilee, because at the rally in Mathare, Mlango Kubwa, all the leaders who are present actually focused on Joho, who is not even a candidate in Nairobi. He actually just came and led a roadshow from Kawangware through Kibera to Mathare. Yet, that is what everyone is talking about right now. How, in terms of Jubilee politics and in terms of national politics, it definitely says that Jubilee has been rattled.
That's one of the aspects, because I want to first and foremost say this is an analysis, and when you have got my colleague, Honorable Zeni, she's having two roles. Being the Secretary General of the party, she's actually the official spokesperson. And here she's actually analyzing whatever is in the news. So let's not be possessive or protective of political parties, because you give value to the audience. What I would like to say is that you look at 2007, Uhuru Kenyatta had reigned in 2002. And 2007, he decided not to run and support Mwai Kibaki's election. And that made it very easy when it came to 2013 for Uhuru Kenyatta to get and inherit all Mr. Kibaki's supporters when he retired from politics. So what Joho is doing, there are two things. First of all, he is indisputably one of the emerging leaders of this nation. That's a fact. He's not a small rat. He's not somebody you can ignore. And what he's doing is two things. First of all, he is supporting Raila Odinga. Either he passes or fails. When it comes to 2022, you will tell Kenyans, and especially Raila Odinga's constituency, I supported your people. Now can you please support him? And they will believe him, because he has done it. So actually Joho is doing his calculation to the presidency, supporting Raila Odinga regardless of the outcome. Raila Odinga's crowd in ODM will definitely support Joho, in my own opinion, in 2022, because he has showed good with that particular side. Yes. The other thing is about Raila Odinga also, is that you look at the men in black in Kasarani, who I saw them today in Kandara. Actually, they were in black in Kandara. I was surprised. They are in black in Kandara today. I think they are on hire, something like that. Those elections never took place. Ababu and Zani were in the battle together. So when the elections were not successful, then there was a boardroom negotiation. Who is going to be the Secretary General? And it became Ababu as Secretary General. So he became a Secretary General without power from the people, because he's a man elected, appointed from boardroom. So it means that his clout was cut kidogo.
But we must correct that, because there are no secretaries general. We cannot allow an argument based on a falsehood. There are no secretaries general in this country who derive power from the people. Yes.
Because I'm accepted here, but I'm moving on. So now what I'm saying is that Raila Odinga, Joho is very strong. And Raila Odinga must put him close to himself, so that they don't move in different directions. Yes. If they move in different directions, I'm sorry if I'm putting some radical position, if they move in different positions, Joho could reduce the crowd of Raila Odinga.
Okay. And still talking about Jubilee and about Joho's rise, and this is not about because we'll still get to talk about this. We've actually seen a reaction from Jubilee, and after Sunday's rally in Madare, and we saw the crowds of Joho pulled, and all the Nairobi politicians, all seemingly fearful of what Joho had achieved. Yesterday they got the president to leave State House and to Nairobi. And that's what I want us to look at now, in terms of eating meat. President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday made an impromptu tour of Nairobi County. He asked Jubilee's gubernatorial candidates to work together and wrestle the seat from ODM. The president also toured Kenyatta Market, where he enjoyed nyama choma and ugali. Patrick Igunza.